Hi everyone, and welcome to And So On. My name is Lisa, and I'm back to try and get this capsule wardrobe started. Okay, so if you saw my last video, which was a knitting video, I mentioned that I had a cold, and I thought I was near the end of the cold, and turns out the cold had barely begun. And I think a lot of people have had a cold recently. Like in all different parts of, different parts of the world, I think. I keep hearing a lot of people saying that they have a cold, and I think too, because we've all been rather shut away this last year and a half, I think it perhaps is hitting harder than normal. So it's just a head cold, it's just pure congestion, but everything that goes with that, and not sleeping and coughing from postnasal drip and all that lovely stuff. And I'll be honest, I love Spain, but their cold medicine sucks. I was like, if I could teleport home and get some Tylenol cold and sinus nighttime. Oh. So I've thought about recording in the last couple days, and I just haven't had the energy or the voice. So I'm going to record today, come hell or high water, and I'm going to start with the first part of my capsule wardrobe. It's going to be a little more chatty, a little more vloggy, maybe a little rough around the edges, but I'm here and it's something. So I'm going to start with this beautiful red wool jersey from the fabric sales that I absolutely love. And from this, I'm going to make the Tabor V-neck by Sew House 7, who's one of my favorite pattern designers, Peggy at Sew House 7. And I've printed this off, I've put it together. I just need to, I had it at home all printed out in Canada, but clearly I don't have access to that. So I had to reprint it. And yeah, so I'm gonna cut that out, and then I'm gonna cut this. My sewing machine has actually been living in my closet because if you look at my scissors here, do you see the tarnish? Sea air, sea air. If any of you live near the sea, you know that just being 2 blocks from the sea, maybe 3, that's sea air, because I leave the windows open. Now it's getting cooler, although today it's still in the low 20s. But I looked at my sewing machine after seeing the scissors, and I saw just this tiny bit of tarnish, and I was like, ugh! And I immediately took the machine and took it and put it in the closet in my bedroom, which is one room over. So I'll be getting that out, and I will be making this top today. Someone asked me to do a tutorial on the V-neck of this, so I will try and stop and give you a really good view of how that is done. It's a holiday today in Spain. Yesterday was Halloween. Halloween here is very new, and they're trying to adopt it, but they don't really get it. They do and they don't, right? So there was actually a map of put out by like a local parents group of families who wanted to participate in Halloween, because it's not like you can go door to door. So we had this little map with little ghosts marking the spot. And that neighborhood, although you can't tell it from the map, that's like a very high up neighborhood that overlooks Sitges, and it's very hilly and very windy. So it's not like you can just go street to street. You've got to go like up and around to get down to the next street. So I brought Lily and one of her best friends, who had never gone trick-or-treating before, because again, it's still very kind of hit or miss new here. So it was her first time going trick-or-treating. I think in the end we ended up getting 10 houses, maybe 12, because again, people aren't used to metering out how much candy they need, and so they're just doing handfuls of candy, and then they were all done by the time we got there. And we actually we went on the early side, but whatevs. Anyway, they got a reasonable amount of candy. They were both very pleased. The candy's very different. So there was very little chocolate, and there were no little bags of chips. So Lily was like, where's the chocolate and the chips? But her friend Julia was thrilled, and they had a really good time. It was a fun experience. At the same time, there was another holiday on, and I forget the name of it, but one of the traditions is you give castañas, which are chestnuts. So one of the houses we went to were giving out roasted chestnuts. So that's different. we don't normally see that. Yeah. So anyway, so that was last night, and then today is another holiday, or today is like the main holiday, and last night was the preamble. So if we go and walk and see anything interesting, I'll put in some video of that. But if not, I'm gonna get cutting on this. Also to let you know a couple things. Number one, I'm switching my second pattern thanks to you guys. So I was going to do the Monroe turtleneck, and a couple people had some fit issues with it, and I thought, okay, let's just not even bother going down that path. So I approached Kate of Pattern Emporium. You guys know that I'm on their team, and I said, what would you think about me putting your turtleneck pattern, and I'll put the name of it down here because again, brain. And it's actually all different. It has like 5 different necklines, but one of them is a turtleneck, a little bit roomy in cut, which I like. With the wool jersey, I don't necessarily want it like tight to skin. I want it, you know, just fitted nicely. And she was like, yeah, that'd be great. So she sent that over to me, and I still have to print that out, but that's gonna be my second one. And then if you wait till the end, I am now on the team of VikiSews, which is a Russian pattern company that is now publishing their patterns in English. And I have a really good discount coupon for you guys. So wait till the end for that, and I'll show you some of the designs of theirs that I'm looking at, and I will share my discount code, and there'll be a link below as well. Okay, here I go. Okay, so I think I've cut everything. I'm doing size 4, which is the 4th size. It fits my measurements. And there's two t-shirt versions and 2 sweater versions. No, there's 3 t-shirt versions and 2 sweater versions. I've cut the t-shirt version because this fabric is quite thin. And I've made this once before, and I made it in sweatshirting. I made the sweatshirt version. So I'm gonna do the t-shirt version, and I'm gonna do it with the lapped neckband and the curved hem. I'll put in a picture of the options. You can do a straight across hem as well, but I'm gonna go with the curved hem. So now I'm just making sure that I have all the pieces that I need. And, oh, there we go. Okay, and then I will get cutting. All right, so I'm all cut out. Full disclosure, I went downstairs because I needed more space to spread everything out. So I did it on the dining room table, which is actually, I should just have a day this week where I cut the rest of the pieces downstairs on the dining room table. I have my thread that I got yesterday at the merceria. I have crappy Spanish cold medicine. There's nothing in a pill form. You gotta drink it all. Blech. Anyway, actually this isn't so bad. It's kind of like NyQuil. So now I'm about to interface the things that I need to interface, and then I'll get my machine out, put in my stretch stitch, and get going. Okay, so I hope that gave you a good overview of the neckline. Now, number one, it does, I can see how it would look a little puckery if you're looking at it on the video. The camera makes it look a little puckery, more puckery than it is. As well, the steam part of my iron isn't working. I need a new iron, so that's just pure heat. That's not with steam. So I think when I use my steamer afterwards, I don't think you'll notice it. So you can always, if that is too much puckering for you, you can always take out those first chunk of stitches when you first do the V and then redo it. But for me, it's good. All right, I'm gonna keep going with the sleeves and then sew up the side seams and then hems, and I'm done. I should be able to wear it. We're gonna go out for dinner, so just a quick kind of pub type dinner, tapas. So yeah, it's really, really sunny and beautiful out today, so I might go for a walk as well. Okay, here I go. Okay, so a couple things that I forgot to mention. Number one, I actually didn't do the curved hem version. I did the shorter version because I only had 1.2 meters. I only requested 1.2 meters, and I probably needed like an extra 20 centimeters. I might have been able to fudge it, but honestly, my brain just was not ready to do that. And honestly, I kind of like things shorter these days anyway, so it's not gonna be cropped. It's just gonna be, I think, hip length or like upper hip length. So we'll see. And the other thing I did is I pre-hemmed this, in that I have hemmed it before I have done the side seams, and I've just done it with a zigzag of a 1.5 width and 2.5 length. And that, if you can see here, I'm holding the camera with one hand, so it's kind of hard, but I don't know if you can see. It's nice and flat. Like, I pressed it, it's nice and flat. This is dreamy fabric to sew, I have to say. I did go on their website and they don't have any more of the red, but they do still have 7 or 8 wool jerseys, and I have to say this wool jersey is absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to put it on. So I've got the, you attach the sleeves before you do the side seams. So now I've hemmed the bottom. Oh, you know what? I should hem, okay, I'm gonna hem the sleeve. Well, should I? I was gonna say I was gonna hem the sleeves right now, but I like to try on things first before I hem sleeves, because I tend to like things a little bit longer. So I'm not actually. I'm gonna do the side seams, pin it now, sew it up the sides, and then I should be able to try it on. Okay, so here we go. All done. I'll put in some video or pictures or whatever I have. Since I showed it to you last, I trimmed out the seams around the neck, which again really helped. I think now you can see there's no pucker at all. And I also reinforced the side seams with a serger stitch. And I also turned up just 1 centimeter, and I did the hem on the cuffs at, again, a 1 centimeter with a 1.5 width, 2.5 length. This feels amazing. It's very soft, not cashmere soft, but wool soft, like not at all, like I'm not wearing anything under this except for a bra, and I do not feel at all itchy or picky, which does sometimes happen to me with wool. Yeah, the fit's great. Again, this is the size 4. It hits me just at the, high hip. So I'm wearing my, my Morgan jeans, and I can tuck them into my Morgan jeans, which is great because my Morgan jeans are kind of mid-rise, not quite high-rise. Yeah, so perfect, quick, reasonable sew to get me back in the swing of things after feeling so sick. Thank you guys for being so patient. Yeah, the last thing I was going to show you was the VikiSews patterns, but I think maybe I'm gonna save that for next time. And with the code LisaKish20, you can get 20% off any of the patterns. Even when they have sales, you can still get an extra 20% off. And these are all in English, so they've all been translated into English. It's a completely different website, and yeah, I think that you guys will really like them. So if you do wanna try out those patterns, try out that code below. All right, guys, that's all for me. I'm gonna get back to sitting on the couch and knitting because I'm so tired. But I'm really happy that I've got this very first piece in for my capsule. I love the fit of it. I think I'll probably make another, hang on to that pattern, those pattern pieces, because it's a super quick make. And yeah, I hope that wherever you guys are, the sun is shining, that you do not have a cold, and that you are sewing, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.